everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you're all doing well because today we are building the same house in The Sims 1, 2, 3, and 4. And today is week 2 where we build the house that we built last week in The Sims 1, but this time in The Sims 2. But before we get started with today's build, I wanted to share a really cool announcement now that it is officially the spring season for SpringSims, is that I'm officially launching my very first plushie. And the really cool thing is that they're officially here. Dandelion Hopper, our non-binary bunny of our spring squad here on the internet, YouTube, Twitch, all the fun places. And you can also help get this lovely plushie into production. So in order for Dandelion Hopper to go into production, we would need 120 people to pledge towards the pre-order campaign. But if you wanted to contribute via donations but not get a plushie, you can also contribute through donations. And what I love about Dandelion Hopper the most is that they bring you so much joy, happiness, sunshine, yellow positivity, and a little bit of good luck here and there when you need it the most. Like honestly, Dandelion Hopper is so adorable. I love the shape of their head, the little head swirl, their eyes, the star on their belly, and their heart-shaped feet, and their flower accessory. The concept art was made by my friend Billy, the Sim Scraper, who makes all of my channel art for Twitch, from my emotes to my sub badges to our bit badges. Literally, the Sim Scraper is so stinking talented at what they do that they've been my friend for literal years, over like 10 years now. We've been working together and it's finally coming to life. And truthfully, I think it's so adorable that we will eventually have a plushie if it gets into production. So if you want to help get Dandelion Hopper into production, you can go to tantrummerch.com/SpringSims, and I will also have a link and a pinned comment down below for you all to check out. But let's go ahead and hop into today's video. So if you didn't see last week's video in The Sims 1, I will leave a link down below in the description. But essentially, building in The Sims 1 is extremely hard, very limited build and buy features, and just overall it's just harder. But we're gonna make do with what we have. We're gonna start with the garage. That way we can get that out the way and be done. And since we already have cars in The Sims 2, we can add a car in here, which is very exciting. Can't say about that in The Sims 4 or The Sims 1, but we have debug in The Sims 4, so it's going to be a lot more easier than we think. Now, since we have a 360, camera rotation, we have a little bit more freedom how we can like place our camera. In The Sims 1, it was only a 45-degree angle and only 4 angles. So we didn't have a lot to work with, but we had something to work with. So we're going to go with something like this, which technically this is really much the whole thing right here. The walls are technically this small in a way, and looking at The Sims 1, I just don't think it's correct. What if I do this? What if I make the garage like slightly wider, like this big? Same thing on the other side. So let's delete all the walls. Let's start from square one. Let's make the garage just a tad bit bigger, like so, like it usually needs to be. Delete these walls. Make it like over here. Let me make it like a little bit bigger, like right here. Make it this big for the garage. And then we have the main living room area like right here. Kitchen being in the back like right over here. And then, oh gosh, jeez Louise, we'll make the wall over here like a 2-3 wide. And then we'll go down by like 2 to then do like this, to then go all the way over here like that. Second floor wise, it's pretty much the same, but we have a few liberties that we have to sacrifice. So what I'm gonna do is I'll do like something like this. It pretty much is all the same layout in a way, minus like a few in the front and the back. So we'll cut out this, we'll go up here to there, to down there, and then pretty much all the same. I cannot wait until I get to The Sims 4 so I can just copy and paste the floor plan from the first floor to the second floor, because this would make it a whole lot easier. Truly, a whole lot faster. I find roofing in The Sims 1 harder because we did not have any control over the roofing. However, when we go to The Sims 2, we have a little bit more freedom of how we can place our roofs, of course, with its limitations here and there. I think we have a little bit more control on how we can place it, where we can place it. And then of course, with build cheats, it has gotten a lot more advanced over in the past, like 4 years, if we're going from like The Sims 1 to The Sims 2, 4 years in time. But it's definitely like been one of my favorite genres of the Sims franchise, Sims 2 was kind of like my first love. Even though I started with The Sims 1 at like 4 years old, I was not consciously aware of what I was doing or how I was playing. But with The Sims 2, I was like 8, 9 years old, so I was like aware of what I was doing, but not really knowing what I was doing. I was having fun. And I think that's like the whole point of like The Sims, like you're supposed to have fun with what you have. And I've really been enjoying just like navigating The Sims 2 again with my own legacy challenge I created called the Durban Legacy. And then also just like building more, making my own neighborhood from scratch. It's been a true learning lesson for me of like, how do I play this game for me and how do I build for me? So I've just been having the best time. But yeah, I just think with this, I've humbled myself. I've humbled myself. I was like, uh-oh, can't do that because that doesn't make any sense. We do have a basketball court, at least basketball hoop thing in The Sims 2, which is, I believe, where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Here it is. So we can technically put this here if we want to. And I did add one onto like the driveway. But what I can do is I can just make this invisible and be perfectly fine with it. I have to leave it right here because if I put it onto the thing, the car will not back out and henceforth will have issues. So I will leave it where it's at for now. I think that looks perfectly okay. I will probably just go ahead and add this right here. I'll make sure that I corner the pieces hitting Control F on my keyboard. I'll do something like that. And then maybe cover it with like plants or something or trees and like other shrubbery. And we do have a little pathway that leads to the backyard. So if I do something like this, put it all the way back here, it's like a small backyard. And the good thing about The Sims 2 and The Sims 3, you can put your fences at the edge of the lot. In The Sims 1, you can't, but in this, well, Sims 1 and Sims 4, you can't. Sims 2 and 3, you can, which makes me very happy because then I have a little bit more space. But the only problem about this, though, is that we don't have like a tall like picket fence like we have in The Sims 1. So I might have to just like, you know, take some liberties and use this one that kind of matches the color from The Sims 1. And we can technically add in a fence, like or a gate towards the fence if we want to, but I think for now it'll be okay. And you know what? I could probably just decrease some of this and add a little bit of, you know, coolness to it. I will add in some hedges to cover in those blank spots. Let's do some of these right here. And the other good part about The Sims 1 and Sims 2, at least Sims 2 wise, your plants, at least your hedges and plants, you can smell the flowers, the flower bed. They will die eventually if you do not water them, like The Sims 1. And then Sims 2 hedges, these actually will grow like, you know, grow weeds out of them. You'll have to eventually trim your hedges so they look nice and manicured and square. You can either do it yourself or hire a gardener so you can trim your hedges. But that's definitely up to you. And if you want to do that, go right ahead if you want to. Okay, so we have everything basically done. We just need to place down the window placement, which is not going to take us too long. And I know exactly what windows I want to use. We're going to make all these white because that's what they were in The Sims 1 because we didn't have any other swatches back then anyway. We had 2 windows in the bathroom. And then we had a couple windows. Well, we only had 1, but I will add in like at least 2 in here into the garage. So just have a bit of variety and more light. We had 2 in the living room. We had 2 on both sides. So we'll do something like that. And then we had 2 in the kitchen. And then we had 1 up above, which we will go ahead and grab. Let's grab this one right there. And there were no other windows on the first floor at all. We have very little like window placement space. Upstairs wise, let me actually add in the stairs before we do the upstairs. Now I could do an L-shaped stair if I wanted to, but I might go with the basic staircase that we already have right here. I could do it at an angle if I want to, be a little bit crazy. Imagine an angled staircase. Not in this economy, not now. We do have spiral staircases and we have flared stairs in The Sims 2. So we have options there. We have options. This is along the wall, like right around, I would say like right around here near the window. and that is kind of clipping into the window. So we're gonna actually move the window like right here, so it looks a little bit more closer. Now for the entrance area, it was a tad bit smaller than this, so we will make do. We'll have like something like along right here. We had a wall right here, and then we have like another wall kind of like right here per se, because this is like technically the living room, and I'm noticing this house is way bigger than it should be. We'll make most of this stuff like the living room area, which it needs to be. This is like a little, I'm gonna close this off, make it a little office. And then we had a little bathroom that was right around here. And all this could be like the living room, you know, living room area and everything. But we could also close this off and make it a nothing room and not have a door, but we can add a door, just make it nothing. But then this is where the computer desk and everything can go. And then we can have like the piano and bookcases and like all the living room stuff over here, kitchen over here. We will open this up to be a little bit bigger, like around here. As for the upstairs, we have a lot of room that we have to work with here. So we're gonna just kind of do what we want to do. We'll make this side right here the bathroom. We'll put a wall like right here, but I might make this a little bit bigger. We'll make this the bathroom, put the shower tub combo here, maybe like a sink or a toilet right there or whatever. This needs to be all hallway. And this could technically be split like that. And then we have a bedroom here and then a bedroom like literally like right there. And we technically did have 2 columns right here, which I can add to this build. So what if I do these columns right here, and then one here, and then one right here. And then I need to add in some flooring so there's some support. But what I was trying to do in The Sims 1 is like have a little like overhang situation. So I want to add a roof like right here. I need to put this at I'm gonna put it at a 20 or maybe like a 25. 25. Or I'll just move it all the way to the bottom. I'm trying to get like that little crease. So what if I do 16? It won't work the same just because it has like this weird piece to it, but at least we now have a little bit of a overhang on our house like I wanted to do in The Sims 1, but couldn't. But now that we have that, when we look up, we see like a little ceiling. We see like that popcorn ceiling that I was trying to go for. So first things first, let's figure out our flooring situation here because we don't got that many options for flooring, but I'm gonna go off as what I know and make everything the same tile. I might use some custom content just because I can, and you'll be able to download pretty easily. So we'll do some of this flooring here because I like that flooring a lot more than the original that we have. So flooring here, same flooring upstairs. And I would say that the flooring upstairs has carpet. So we'll use the carpet from The Sims 2. Not that one, not that one. Right there. We'll use that flooring in this bedroom, and we'll use this flooring. Maybe that one in here, or that one. Let's go with that one. Bland and boring. We'll go with that, and then we'll do the kitchen area and the bathrooms. Bathroom here, kitchen here, bathroom there. Perfect. I also think I probably want to change the wallpaper to something a little bit less too green. And I might go with something like this because it matches the floor a little bit better and it doesn't look overwhelming to look at least. So I'm going to do that on the first floor, and I'm also going to do it just throughout the entire house on the second floor as well. I will probably have to change the bedrooms though, because I think the bedrooms are gonna be a little bit less different than the hallway. So we'll make this the parents' bedroom, and then we'll make this the kids' bedroom, which I probably want to make it a little bit more playful and more exciting to be in. So we'll go with, ooh, wait, this is very pretty. I have not used half of the wallpaper in The Sims 2 in a very long time. And I'm like, I should probably use these a little bit more. We do have a folder system that I could probably start using more often, which I do have a kids folder that I either created or was already in here in the first place. But you know what? I have no idea where exactly it is at. Oh, you know what? I can use the IKEA stuff. I think I'll just do that instead. Yeah, I'll just use the IKEA furniture. Unless if the wallpaper looks a little bit janky. Oh no, here it is. There we go. We'll use the IKEA wallpaper. We'll make it a little bit more grown up-ish for the kiddos. I do think I want to probably have some separation from like the shower tub. So we'll do like a little wall here. And then I'll squeeze in the shower tub combo most likely over here on this wall. Because I kind of like it there, but I'm going to move it down to a little bit to the side. And I'm gonna put a wall back where it was right here. The door is fine where it's at. I don't want to probably add anything onto its side. So maybe I'll add in a cat litter box just because I can. Put in like a nice little green color. And then we'll also get a little potty squatty for little tot that might be in this household eventually. And then straight across from the shower tub, I'll put the toilet here because then I can put the shower or then I can put the sink stuff on this side, and I'll do a counter instead of a solo one. But let's customize this to be a little bit better. We'll go with like a more white. There we go. I always tend to go with like the same style of counters in The Sims 2 because we don't really have a lot of options. Plus we don't have cabinets in The Sims 2. So it's a little bit less, you know. I would love some cabinets in The Sims 2. I can download custom content ones if I wanted to, so I might eventually do that one day down the line, but I'm not really there just yet. We'll do a medicine cabinet so that way your Sims can grab like a toothbrush and stuff out of the thing. We'll even put a nice little, you know, towel right here. I'll put the towel like actually there's a smaller one. I'll put the towel like right here. And then this painting can go here. I should probably add in like a little bin on the side, most likely, just because if my Sims don't throw away the trash, it will never get done. And you know what? I probably won't add in a trash can here. So I'll just close this off like this and do something like that and then go there. We'll have to get rid of these tiles in here so we can not waste our money. And I think this kind of closes it off a little bit better, but it just looks neater to me. But for the kitchen, I think I know what I want to do. I know that in the interior of the house in The Sims 1, I had like all of this like seating everywhere, but I had no space to begin with. So we'll do the same thing that we did in The Sims 1 and do kind of like a similar kitchen layout, like right around here, like that. But then we'll take away this one and take away that one because, you know, stove, fridge, things like that. I will have to change all these, and I don't know why I'm doing it this way, but you know what? It is what it is. You know, I'm gonna go with like a blue, but then does it come in green? It does not. Oh, but it does. Wait a minute. Green's my middle name. We'll add a little greenness to it. We'll put this counter. Okay, so now that we have our counters placed, we can now add in our sprinkler, of course, just in case there's a fire. We can add in our bin, which I will replace that and put that right there. The trash can. We'll also need a stove, which I'll use this one. We'll make it a nice little white color, and along with the same style of fridge in a black color. I think that looks lovely right there. Since we don't have any cabinets in The Sims 2, we'll have to improvise with what we already have for the general wall. I'll add a little table right here, because technically, I don't think I added in a dining room table into The Sims 1. At least to my knowledge, I did not. I do feel like something should go into the middle. I could squeeze in like an island counter if I wanted to, which I just might. Yeah, I'll add in an island into the middle. We'll go with a green top, Control F. So if I do something like this, I think that still looks nice. You can still access the stove perfectly fine. You can still access the fridge perfectly fine. Yeah, you'll still be fine, regardless, whatever. And maybe I'll move this down just a little bit more, like that. These will scoot in, but now I'm thinking if I move these up just a tad, I will still have room to add in my bar stools like I want. This is making the kitchen a lot more usable rather than just, you know, just a lot of this walking space and you won't be able to use it properly. So we'll add in 2 of these right here, like that. Maybe I'll change the top of them to fit like that. And now I'm thinking we'll move them over. We'll move the island over. So you still have room to like walk around this way to get to the door, and you still have room to walk around this way to get to the door and the chairs. So you're still pretty much good to go. We'll go over to the living room section because that is where it's like the focal point of the entire home. We have to add in our fireplace, and then everything is kind of like solidified the way it should be. So we'll have our fireplace in the middle, and then above it, we'll add in the television because we always need TV in our living room. Since technically there is no proper dining room, we're pretty much good to go with our general space. We did add in 2 plants in the corner, like here and here. We had a couch here, and then we had something along this wall, which I don't remember what it was. We had our computer desk and everything over here, which now I'm thinking, what if I put this door right there instead, and we can leave this space open for we had a piano, which, you know what? Add the piano right here. And then we had two bookcases, two long bookcases, one here and then one right here. We'll move this over to the side, like right. Piano, two bookcases, look fine and dandy over there. We had an easel, which we'll add into the corner, like right around. And then over here, I probably want to make this a kids play area. Since we have more space in The Sims 2, I will make this a kids play area. So we'll take this out. We'll put some nice kid flooring. Maybe something like that could be really interesting, or like maybe that could be fun. You know, let's do that. I think that's kind of nice to have a little kids play area, a little playpen situation. So we will add in a small little fence. Let's add a small little fence like right around here. I think we still have room to walk to the bathroom over here as we usually do. We'll also add in a small little gate like that. And then we'll add in all of our kids stuff into the corner. We're utilizing our space very well. In The Sims 3, I'm adding in that playpen the first chance I get. So we have our easy bake oven, our toy chest, we'll have our xylophone, and then our pegboard right here. And then we'll put a little teddy bear right around here. There's a dollhouse I probably want to add in, but I'm thinking if I were to add in the dollhouse, would I have to sacrifice the toy chest? I would. So no dollhouse for the downstairs. So we'll leave something like that, and we'll add in we'll add the bunny teddy bear. Yeah, right there. Very cute. We'll need to add in a nice little rug into the middle. Now that I can center things like the way I want it to be centered, we can add right here. Add that rug. We'll change the color to this. And then for the couch situation, we have more room to play with. So we'll add in this couch right here, which I love the IKEA stuff in The Sims 2. It's my favorite stuff pack. So do like that. And now that we have more room, I'm thinking I'll add in some couches or like some armchairs like right here. Maybe like two armchairs, and then maybe so then that way the door's here and can like lead out, and then kind of just have a little bit more navigation right there. Because what I want to do is I want to add in a wall sculpture, but I know I don't have one that seems really right for the wall. Let's see. Do I have anything for the wall that makes sense to go above here? I would think I would, but I'm not entirely sure. Oh, I can add these right here. Seems kind of crazy to put a wine rack above an actual like armchair, but you know, it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do. And you know what? Now this got me realizing, what if I just put these into the kitchen and pretend that they're cabinets? I could just do that and just change the color of them. That would make the wall space feel a little bit less empty. So maybe I'll just do a couple of them and not like too many of them. So we'll put this up high in the sky, and then we'll move this window. Oh, okay, hold on, I cannot do that there. What if I just get rid of this? Yeah, we'll put that here, and maybe put this along the edge of the wall like so. I'm gonna get rid of this window. There's a better window I could actually use that is just a single tile window. Oh, well, it is technically kind of that one in a way. Oh, here it is. That's better. Okay, we'll do that one, and we'll copy this one right around here. So we'll add in our desk here. We'll also add in our computer, which let's use the big back computer one. Make it, you know, vintage, as the kids would say these days. We'll have that. We'll add in a nice little photo frame up here. We'll even add in the freezer bunny onto our desk for added decor, a nice desk chair. And you know what? Now I'm thinking, what if I do leave that here? I do want to have a desk lamp. So we'll add in our desk lamp. Yeah, we'll add in our desk lamp here. So we'll leave that here. I'm going to get my lamp again because I need that. There you go. Thank you for my lamp. We'll raise this up to be a little bit higher. And then we'll move this kind of like right here. I like that a little bit better for the placements. Oh, but this lamp does look kind of nicer, but it's not too bright. So we'll leave that desk lamp the way it is, like right there. We'll do it in a green. It's different. Let's do the garage, because the garage is where we can add in the car. I still cannot believe, because in The Sims 1, we did not have cars. We had carpools. We had a motorcycle that we could utilize at some point, but we never had cars. So when they introduced cars into The Sims 2, I was like, hello, like, look at this. Look at that. Your Sims can actually get into the car, get on their seatbelt, back out of the car, out of the driveway, and then drive off. The garage door would actually open and close. You can install car alarms. You could do so many different things. You can woo in the car, play the radio, kiss in the car, things like that. Someone made a mod into The Sims 4 to have it where cars in The Sims 2 are in The Sims 4. Like, it's so cool how the modding community is taking what we had in The Sims 2 and put into The Sims 4. I might put the truck outside so that way we just have it outside, and then what I can do is add in the fixer-upper car that we have in The Sims 2 from Free Time in the garage, so that way we can fix it up, make it functional, add the alarm, bada bing bada boom. This car will be for the teenager, the other car will be for somebody else in the household. And I guess for this area, I really don't know what I could do. I could turn it into a workout room, like an open workout room, or what I could do, let's take this, let's put it into the middle, put that right here, add another light right here. Because what I can do, because in The Sims 1, I had no option to just then add a gigantic fish tank into the middle. What I could do here is close it off even more. Then I can add in, well, the wallpaper back that I had right here and also right here. Get this door, put that door right here, and then I can make this into a nice little home gym. But I'm going to add in the mirror throughout the entire wall. I'm going to grab the ballet bar and I'm going to put it onto said wall, just the one. We'll get a stationary bike as well. And we'll put it kind of like close to like right here, so it's facing the right way. And then I guess I can also get one of these right here if I can squeeze it in perfectly. I kind of can, if that, I can. Yeah, I'll put it right there. I think that looks fine the way it is. We'll also need a stereo for some music, so we're not listening to our inner thoughts, which can be a very scary thing. We'll do this floor one right here. And now we can go to the upstairs of the house. Hallway we'll figure out later. I want to focus on the bedroom situation. Now that I've kind of moved things around in terms of layout wise, I think there are some things I can definitely do more that I couldn't do in the other game. I'll use some of like the more cheaper looking furniture that I think would be more helpful. So maybe we'll do something like here for that bed. And then we'll do one bed right here. And then we'll also get a crib for the baby, right? Oh, not there. They can share their space. I mean, split down the middle, I guess you would say. So we'll add in the crib here, and then we'll add in the changing table over here for you. We'll also need to add in the dresser or I guess technically the walk-in wardrobe, if that makes sense, which I think, here it is. We'll add in this right here, and then we'll add in the other one onto the other side right there. Perfect. So we have those two, bada bing bada boom. We have the bed here, we have a bed here, crib here, change table there, and everything else is just kind of like a free-for-all to do whatever I really want. As long as I add in the basics, I am peachy keen good. So for the end tables, for that we can add in some, not security alarms, but we can add in an alarm, a bell, an alarm clock. We can add in an alarm clock so that way we can wake our Sims up for either work or school. You can have either or of the options, work or school. And we'll use the IKEA stuff because I feel like that's just like more friendlier looking furniture to utilize. I feel like at this point in time, we probably could. Oh, we also have a pet in The Sims 1. So we need to add in, we have a cat litter box and we can utilize the space to even be bigger. So we can use a cat tree here. And then we can also do a nice little pet bed over here to have options. Actually, we'll do this one instead. A cat tree and then a little pet bed. So the cat has options. We'll use one of these things here. We'll get a scratching post downstairs so don't scratch up my couch that I paid for. And we'll put it right here. And we also need a bowl so that way they can eat somewhere. Okay, hear me out. What if I move the bed from that wall to over here? Move this mirror to over here for a second. Move this pet bed over here. Scoot this over. Yeah, there we go. And then we can move the end tables right there, because then we can squeeze in the pet bed right here against that wall. Little cat scratcher thingy over here. Then I can add in the cat tree here. Mirror can actually You know what? The mirror could go over here. Pottery can stay right there, perfectly fine. And then I could make just like a little reading corner, officey area for the upstairs, which I'm gonna add a plant, a hanging plant. And then I can add in the desk here. I'll add in the tall bookcase right here, the big back computer right there. I also will add in a desk phone just in case, because they can. And then I'll add in their alarm clocks onto the stand here. I will also need a clock, which I will add above here, above the desk to tell time. We'll change it to like more of a brown color. And we'll also need to grab ourselves. Let's see. I feel like they would have like a TV in here, but like not your standard TV. So I'll add this TV against the wall above the pet bed, just like that, because it's an old looking home and because I can. But it's giving hospital for some reason, or office. I don't know why, but it just is. So we'll leave this the way it is for now. We'll focus on the kids' bedroom because a teenager and a toddler are going to live here. At least there's 2 kids, 2 adults, 1 pet at least. The teenager is about to go to college, so we'll add in a bunch of like things to their wall to celebrate, you know, Sim State University or La Vista Tech or Academic Tour, one of those colleges, or our own custom one. Angsty teen, like, you know, so we'll do something like that. We'll even put one above their bed. All these posters make sense. I might even add brick to their wall. Like, I truly think this side of the room could be way different in terms of like wallpaper. So I'll do like brick along here. I mean, well, not the whole way. Maybe just like the accent wall can be just brick. That side can be brick. And then the rest of the side can just be straight up wallpaper. And so I would think that they would also love art, like art in some way, but what they love is more like rock and like playing instruments. So they will probably get either, I think I might do like a little, say I want a violin, but I also want a guitar. So maybe I will do a guitar literally in the middle of the room, like right, but it's gonna block this section. So what if I do the guitar right here for now for a second, and then I can add in, their violin into the corner, which, you know what if I even go even further with the flooring of the side and I do like an angsty, like wood color, like half wood, half carpet situation. And I could honestly, truly just do brick all on one side. Yeah, it's kind of like a teen style stuff pack room, but one's all brick and one's like all like clean and pristine. So do something like that. Yeah. So I think that looks perfectly fine the way it is. So we have our guitar, we have our violin, we have our little area here. All that is missing is a little rug, a small little rug that I think would solidify this room even better, at least the teen angst side. Toddler side, not so much. Toddlers don't need rugs, they have carpet. And you know what? No, let's take this out of their bedroom. Let's make this like their play area, like their, you know, we have the kids play plan downstairs. Let's make the teen area a little bit more angsty, a little band, a little stage action. So we'll even add in a microphone stand right here. We'll take this flooring and we'll do something like that. And we'll add brick. This is like faux brick. Like the teen did not paint all of this. It's just like fake brick that they just put it onto the wall. And so this is my corner, my area to perform. I can add in those neon lights to the wall. Yes, the neon lights by Demi Lovato. I can add these neon lights for just added coolness. Because I never really get to use them that often because I just have a hard time like, how do I make this work for my Sims house? But I'm like, a teen could use it, or a little nightclub. Plus it just brightens up the area way more than it should. We'll get another light and put it right here. Make this a secondary living room, because some people do tend to have 2 living rooms, one upstairs, one downstairs, or one on the main floor and one in the basement, which is like considered the family room per se. So we'll add that up here. We'll add in like the small little like stereo right here. Well, maybe do like this. And then we'll add in the flat screen TV above it with a nice little couch for the teen. I call this like the teen hangout area because like the teen has nowhere else to hang out besides their actual home. So this is like their home away from home. So what if I do close this off? Like if I take this, not the half wall, if I put this wall here and put this wall here, like right here, it is closed off, but not fully closed off. But if I do close it off completely, it does feel like its own room, which in reality it kind of is. It leads to the kids area, so I can add in an archway. I'm taking a lot of liberties with my decorating skills right now, and honestly, I kind of like that I'm doing it this way rather than like the other way that I normally would. And just for that, I think we are actually literally done with this entire thing. So to give you all a little bit of a tour of the home of what we've done so far, we have the garage here. We have a fixer upper car. We have a truck. We have a basketball court right here so that your Sims can shoot some hoops as they want to. I even included a sewing machine and also a toy maker machine. We have the living room and then like more of the living room play area. We have a playpen. We have our piano, bookcases, our computer area. This family loves to read, so we have a lot of bookcases everywhere. We have our art easel, bathroom, gym, entryway, bonus room for the garage, whatever you want to use it for. And then we have our kitchen with an island and like a nice small little table. Our backyard, we have a little pool, our grill, our extra picnic table over here. We have our diving board and our pool slide. As we make our way upstairs, we have another bathroom, our hallway. We have the parent guardian bedroom. We have the kids bedroom. One side is the teenagers, the other side is the toddler or baby. And then we have the teen angst hangout area where they can perform and sing their songs or whatever they want to do that day. We have a drum set, we have our guitar, and we also have our microphone. And then that is basically the entire home for what it is. I think there was so much stuff going on in this house. It definitely made me realize how much of an improvement from The Sims 1 to The Sims 2, from like 4 years of development. It's like they made Sims 1 and then they made this game a dramatic difference, truly a dramatic difference, but in a good way. And I like how much the game development has evolved over time. It makes me happy to move on to The Sims 3 and build the exact same house in The Sims 3 and then in The Sims 4. Because I do build a lot in The Sims 3, but I don't do it enough. But I know like the basics of what I want to do, that I know that I can accomplish it pretty well enough, especially in The Sims 4, because I build in that game 24/7. But either way, my friends, I do hope you all enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments below, as always, if you've ever played The Sims 2, and if you have, let me know. And if you haven't, tell me why. I would love to know. But of course, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Listen to my podcast, Hello Spring, wherever you get my podcasts. And I will see you all next time. Bye.